Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Jamie Hughes News. My name as always is Jamie Hughes and today I want to talk to you guys about the controversy and backlash surrounding the Peter Rabbit movie. Now the movie was released over in the US this past weekend. It's not been released over here in the UK yet, so I've not seen the scene in question. But the scene that has kind of garnered the most controversy comes in the form of Peter Rabbit and his gang throwing some blackberries at Mr. McGregor, who was played by Donald Gleeson. Now, although a lot of the characters are CGI in this movie, Donald Gleeson is a real person. So the characters are throwing blackberries at Mr. McGregor. One of those blackberries falls into his mouth. It turns out that Mr. McGregor is severely allergic to blackberries. So once he kind of inhales and swallows the blackberry, he then goes into anaphylactic shock. He then has to have an EpiPen injected into him to obviously bring him back round. And all this was kind of done for a cheap laugh and just for the bants, basically, which sounds so ludicrous within itself. And I weirdly, I kind of agree with this. Like, I think we live in a society of, like, just being offended by everything and taking offense to the smallest of things. But I actually kind of agree with the criticisms that have come from this movie, because if you think, like, a lot of young children are going to see this movie, it does actually feel very similar, may I point out. This kind of feels very similar to the whole Logan Paul controversy of earlier last month, because you have a really young audience that are going to go and see this movie. And if they see this movie and they see, you know, characters throwing blackberries at somebody and then this guy starts fitting, they're gonna think that's funny. That's, you know, that's not dig against the kids. If somebody starts flailing around and you're like 6 years old, you're gonna laugh. But what if they go home and one of their friends goes, oh no, don't, I'm allergic to grapes or something, or I'm allergic to an apple, I don't know. And they just start hurling at them for the bants because they want to see their friend start fitting. Their friend has a fit, they don't know what to do, and their friend dies. Like, it's just such a stupid oversight by Sony to not really think of the ramifications of what is truly going on here. It just seems very silly. Like, yeah, not to kind of question it, like, just to stick it in and think, yeah, that's going to work, it's going to get a lot of laughs, and not to think of the backlash surrounding it. And I think that has been highlighted perfectly by the president of the Allergy and Asthma Association of America. His name is Kenneth Mendez, and he's put a kind of post on Facebook describing this as bullying, and he in his little quote, I think he sums this up perfectly, so I'll read that to you now. We are aware that the reactions about this movie and by our community are mixed. It is unnecessary for a film to show the characters intentionally attacking another with his food allergen to trigger anaphylaxis. Portraying anaphylaxis as a joke can cause some people to have a cavalier attitude about food allergies, which can put kids with food allergies at risk. We are asking the filmmakers to work with us to help raise awareness about the seriousness of food allergies and help us promote a positive attitudes and safe environments for kids with food allergies. So yeah, it kind of basically sums up what I say there. It just seems like a really dumb decision by Sony to have this little bit in its film, but not have it done in, like, the right way. Like, I get if they'd have done this, like, by accident, maybe he ate a piece of pie and the rabbit save him, I don't know, then that might come across a little bit better. But just having it of, like, a little bit of throwaway and a cheap laugh of just throwing blackberries at a guy until he starts having a fit, it just seems so stupid. Now, Sony have responded to this. I think they've kind of owned up to their actions. I think they've gone, yeah, we were a little bit stupid to say this. So in a joint statement by Sony and the filmmakers of Peter Rabbit, they have said, food allergies are a serious issue. The film should not have made light of it, even in a cartoonish slapstick way. We sincerely regret not being more aware and sensitive to this issue, and we truly apologise. So it does look like Sony are owning up to their really stupid oversight. It does feel weird that they are apologising, because they shouldn't have put it in there in the first place. There are so many people working on this film. Surely one of them would have raised a bit of an eyebrow at least about this scene, but hey ho, that's the way of the world, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the other theatrical releases of this movie. As I said, it's not been released over here in the UK yet, or further afield. I think it's only released in the US at this moment in time. So it'll be interesting to see whether Sony changed that scene or whether they just cut it completely, because I haven't seen the film, so I don't know how integral that scene is to the overall story of the film, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. So I would really love to know your thoughts on this, guys. As I say, in a world where we get offended by a lot of things, I think this is a thing that it's okay to be outraged about, because it is so stupid and is just a massive oversight from Sony. They really should have done better here, and it will be interesting to see how they try and rectify this problem. But yeah, let me know your thoughts as always down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, guys. And if you did enjoy this video and you want to keep up to date with all the latest movie news and reviews, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.